SEMO head coach Tom Matukewicz. The Redhawks up to 15th in one poll. They are 4-0 in OVC, 8-2 overall. They'll host Murray State. A win guarantees them at least a share of the OVC championship. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, just probably the biggest thing was pleased with how we responded in the game. A road win is great, and they're hard to come by. It certainly didn't start strong. Our EIU, Coach Wilkerson definitely outcoached me and had some special teams plays that happened that, could have ended up costing us the game. So happy that our players bounced back defensively, just played a really, really solid game from jump. So now we'll turn to focus on the Coach Hood and the racers. And we have a lot of respect for Coach Hood as a man, as a father, and certainly as a coach. We've always had tough games and going to miss playing Murray. And, it's kind of a cool game. A lot of great seniors that's played here a long time, that's made a lot of plays, will be their last time at Houck. And to be able to play for a championship and a playoff berth at the end of the year is what everybody wants. So we're excited.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. Jake, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned last week when we spoke that the focus was all about EIU. You didn't want your players looking ahead to the possible, what could be in terms of the playoffs. But now to know that if you win and UT Martin wins, it could come down to a coin toss. Do you believe that might be the fairest way to determine the outcome of who gets the bid?
I mean, I don't even think about, I tell my players all the time, don't focus on things you can't control. Doesn't matter, can I control it? I got no control over it. If we were in a different situation, I would probably be flipping tables over. But at the end of the day, I believe the Redhawks are in, period. 8-3 or 9-2, our resume is good enough to be there. And if we don't beat Murray, we don't deserve to be OVC champs.
Look at what happened last week. Obviously, you mentioned Paxton was going to be a game time decision. Obviously, he wasn't able to go. You had another quarterback in there. What does his status look like, and what does the quarterback plans look like moving forward?
We'll figure it out. It's going to be a similar situation as last week, kind of a game time call on it. As a coach, you got to be happy and surprised that way. We got to make sure the other two are ready. Patrick will start, but both guys got to be ready. I mean, Patrick cannot play well or he could get hurt, so at the same thing, if Paxton doesn't play, then I would expect that both will probably come in the game at some point.
Do you feel that with the extra time, Paxton might be closer to playing, given the fact that he's had more time to rest this injury?
It's the same thing. He's doing everything he can. We have as good doctors that we've ever had, and so if he's ready, we'll be excited. But he's probably not going to practice much, so that's the issue. But we just got to be ready for all scenarios, and whatever that looks like.
And obviously, a quarterback's best friend is a running back like Gino, who can take it and run for 100+ yards and find the end zone a couple times. Seems like his workload's increasing given the quarterback situation. Is that how you want it, or do you want more of a balance?
No, I mean, I think you got to be balanced. I think when games are over, when you get to 3 scores, then things are just different. But every defense, Murray's going to be good enough to limit our run game. If we can't throw it, then we're going to have a hard time moving it. Even though Gino's good, and even though our O-line's, I think, as good as there is, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to be good enough, and they're put enough in there that's going to be hard. So we got to make sure we're still balanced.
You look at what Murray does, and they haven't had the season they would have liked, but they are coming off a pair of wins. Is there something that kind of jumps out to you on tape that maybe indicates this team is better than what their record actually says they are?
Yeah, it's tough. I look at them and, very similar, same O-line and same running backs that have rushed for 200 yards against our defense, very talented. I just think they've had a lot of injuries and they seem to not be able to finish games. So I don't know if they don't have a lot of depth or what, but I don't think a lot about it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot more about the Red Hawks, and even a key to victory is to not make this about Murray. This is still about the Red Hawks, and if we play well, we'll have a great chance to win.
And for you guys, final home game of the year. I mean, it's been quite a season. Do you feel, I know you mentioned a moment ago that, it's a big one for the seniors, but is there something, is it big for anyone else, big for the fans, big for you? Or?
I don't know. I'd say it's pretty big. To this football team. I mean, this is what we've worked so hard for this Saturday, this moment. And this is the perfect case scenario that we could win it outright at home on senior day. So, I mean, it's all the things you wanted. And, I'm not a very sentimental guy, but, there's just a lot of these seniors, man, I am really going to miss. Not just football, but just as a guy that I got a chance to be part in his life as his coach. It's what makes it's special. Like, it really is to have an impact in some of these young guys' life. And you remember when they came in and now they're leaving, what type of men they are. I'm going to miss them.
You've told me numerous times that the mission is still to win the OVC title, and knowing that that is in front of you. Obviously, you can't control what you can't control, but to have that mission still be alive at the end of the season, I mean, this is exactly where you thought you guys would be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I thought we had a good football team. I thought we had a conference championship type roster, and then it was up to the leadership. It was up to me and the coaches and the leaders of the football team to make sure that we've reached our potential, and I think we have.
How much talk is there about wanting the season to continue beyond this week?
You try not to talk about it. I think after the game, we'll come up with a new mission, but you got to earn the right to come up with a new mission, and we haven't. And so we'll accomplish the mission ahead and then decide as a leadership group, what is it exactly we're trying to get done, in the playoffs.
And health-wise, obviously, we still got Paxton. Everyone else seemed good to go for Saturday. Any other questions at this point?
No.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
I got one more for you, Coach. Just 5 road wins. That's the second most of any team nationally. Only one team has 6. What has your team done well to play so well on the road this year?
I don't know. They've been tough road games too. Travel, same day travel, those type of things. But I think it's the same as what wins games. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to play good defense, not turn it over. Those type of things, especially on the road. So I think this is just a really consistent football team.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time this morning, and best of luck to your team on Saturday.
Thanks, Kyle.